working dad, single dad, trying to find my way through, bring the kids up. And I lost my way a little bit a while ago, fitness wise, but you just kind of put everything to the side. You just don't put yourself first when you'll come across that sort of scenario. So, and then I met Alex Carter, connected with him, and it just kind of went from there. He started to lay the trail for me to follow. Yeah, there was, yes. Yeah, very much so. For years, you kind of just bimble along and you just do your thing. It's not until you make that you're prepared to make that change, you sort of realize. And for me, that came about a year and a half ago. I was carrying a lot of excess weight. I was feeling unfit, and I was starting to feel not as strong as I used to feel. And that for me was a turning point. Not to mention also, with the children and thinking, well, the children are getting older. I'm getting older. I just reached that point where I thought, I want to get fitter, I want to lose weight, and I want to feel better. Before, what have I done? I did try a very restrictive calorie kind of diet for a short period of time, which worked incredibly well. It was very effective over a very short period of time, but it wasn't sustainable. As soon as you finish things like that, it goes out of the window. You put all that weight and more back on. Then you sort of stick yourself in this loop of, I suppose, disparity. You just kind of think, oh, I've done all that time, that effort, that hard work, and I've kind of achieved nothing. And I think then that's what started over a few years. Then it started making me thinking, what can I do? What needs to be done to become sustainable? At the time, fantastic, because you see results. Weight loss is coming off, you're seeing results, you're achieving something on a weekly basis, and quite drastic changes. There were sometimes you might lose 4 or 5 pounds a week. So at the time, that gives you that buoyancy and that momentum to think, yeah, fantastic, this is working, this is doing exactly what I want it to do. But then gradually, when it finishes and it's not sustainable, you suddenly balloon back up and put all that weight on. So it is disappointment. I suppose it gave me the ability to sit back and think, it's great, it worked, but it didn't work because it's not sustainable, because you can't sustain that amount of calorie loss permanently. I suppose I then started looking for that holy grail of sustainability and also getting to that point where you can do it intuitively. I probably, out of desperation, maybe would have tried different options, but I wouldn't have looked at the root cause to it. I wouldn't have looked at that habit change. I wouldn't have looked at all the things now that feel completely, what I call those kind of light bulb moments. And it's that moment where you kind of step through a dark doorway because you have no idea what you're going into, and the light bulb comes on, and then you suddenly think, bugger, that's what it's all about. That's how it works. That's how it's sustainable. That's how you achieve it. I would have struggled probably with the confidence to go through some of those doorways to where I am now. It's definitely been a huge, huge help. No, actually, it probably did. Thinking back, the kids might say, oh, can we go on a bike ride? It's like, well, kind of yes, we can, but we might not go far. Or as somebody that doesn't want to do it, but you do want to do what's best for them, you create those hurdles to make it to try and convince those around you not to do certain things, I suppose. But then it started making me think, really, I need to make these changes, because as I was, it didn't give me any authority whatsoever to dictate to anybody, or the children especially, what they should eat, what they shouldn't eat, how much they should eat, how much activity they should do. And I definitely feel that perception that the children have now in the last year has definitely changed, and it's brought us to a huge positive place. And I'm walking proof that some of these things do actually work. So, and it's great for the kids. It is a very positive thing for them, I think. No. I'd worked with Alex before. In terms of worries, I had absolutely no worries at all stepping into that and going with the flow on that, with whatever Alex had up his sleeve in terms of challenge wise and fitness wise. And it was more the worry of, I don't want to go back to the lull that I was in. It was almost like the doldrums, really. I was in that sort of lull, and haven't looked back. It was fantastic, definitely. So. Massively, unbelievably so. Yes. You know, in that 6-month period to go from struggling to run to 2 half marathons in a week. Christ, this is getting serious. You know, you've got to get on and do it. So you make those decisions, you plan it, you know, and that's all part of the program. It helps you make those, you plan stuff, you structure stuff, and you move along and get into it. Biggest difference, Alex Carter's involvement. You know, he was there, it was his program. The only other thing I'd done before was, you know, like a hideously reduced calorie deficit diet, but stepping into the involvement with Alex throughout, you know, last year and, you know, and gym sessions and this year and his program, it was always kind of laid out. So you kind of had an understanding, you know, nothing was a surprise. He never makes the assumption. He's very clear in setting out what steps we would be taking, what steps you need to take to achieve what you want to achieve. No, not really. I mean, what's not to like? I mean, you know, it's like do you know what I mean? I started a program and I saw it through and I survived it, and I achieved, you know, one of my main goals was weight loss, and I achieved that goal. For me, it feels like when you reach that stage, that achievement of that goal, whether it be distance or weight loss or anything else, you do it, then it creates that excitement for what's around the corner. No, not at all. I mean, I asked Alex once or twice about certain things, you know, it's like, how would I do that? And he kind of bounces back the questions in a different way. How would you do that? It's all there for you to figure it out. It's just, you've just got to ask yourself the right questions. Yeah, very much so. I look at the things I do, you know, I look at food and nutrition, and Alex has helped very much as a kind of filter. He's a very likable, and he's just a very well-balanced coach. He's there to help. He's not there to hurt anyone. Yeah, I felt great. Absolutely felt, from a physical capacity, I felt great because it was that achievement of those goals. So when I did get to the very end of it, I mean, I can't express how chuffed I was, how thrilled I was that what I'd achieved, what I'd actually managed to do. This is just the beginning. This is just a little starting sort of snippet of it. So absolutely thrilled. At the end of it, that sense of achievement is immense. So it's good, yeah. I can run further. I'm a lot lighter. I'm 19 pounds lighter, and it's given me a slightly different outlook on things, on how I compute certain things. It's given me much more clarity in what I want to do, what I want to achieve. The whole program just made things better and easier to format, right from the physical to the mental and the emotional. After the program, that's what's kind of made me realize that what's normal, what's intuitive, and what I want to be. Well, an immense thank you to him, because yeah, I can't thank him enough. I'm kind of indebted to him that where I am now, I don't think I would have been where I am now without Alex's involvement. It's just been a ticket to get me to where I need to get to, and hopefully to get where I want to get to. Without sounding too cliche, if somebody's not happy with their weight, if they're not happy about what they're doing, the direction they're kind of feeling they're going, make the change. Just take those steps. Don't be scared about it. Don't be nervous about it. It's not taking that massive leap of faith. Just shuffle forward a little bit in the right direction. Make the change and don't be scared.